Hello, welcome in. This is June 11th, 2026, and I'm here to do your twin flame new moon in Gemini reading, which will be the reading is happening now, but the new moon will be happening on Sunday, the 14th of June. So I just finished the collective reading, and I was beautiful. Had a little bit of a twin flame vibe in it for me personally. Some of the cards that I typically uh, resonate with for twin flame kind of peaked to me, but it was more about, you know, communication, what stories we're telling ourselves. So let's tap into the collective twin flame and see what messages want to come out for those of us who resonate with that journey. It is blasted hot here, humid. Today. So, big hair day in upstate New York. Gonna be over 90. So, I can feel it. Also feel starting to heat up with tapping into the twin flames. So, woo-wee. Alright, well, I mean, these cards are not taking the time for me to shuffle them today. Order of Melchizedek. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. So many of the twin flames are going to start either seeing the truth of their mission, or maybe their mission has shifted a little bit. You know, you've achieved a portion that you needed to achieve, so the rest of the mission, the path forward, gets illuminated for you. So we'll see how that wants to, play out here. But that's a beautiful card. Anything else from this deck? All right, make up my mind. All right, my hands are sweating. Ooh-wee. Twins are heating me up this morning. Anything else? Two more shuffles. One and two. There we go. Thank you. Arcturian light codes. Yeah, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Absolutely. Feeling this 100%. So, I'm going to say this. You know, if this message begins to resonate with you, go and watch the collective reading on this new moon. But we cannot move forward thinking the way that we've been thinking. Maybe what you've been telling yourself about this, what a twin flame is. Maybe you're discovering a broader understanding, a perception of it. Yeah, and we are definitely receiving the downloads from the Great Central Sun. We've had a slew of geomagnetic storms in the last 2 weeks. That has been helping this, as well as what we're going to be getting in leading up to in right after this new moon on Sunday. So there's also been, even in the collective reading, something about calling back our power. And the great thing is that when we can see something in its entirety, in its full truth, then it's liberating. We free ourselves from an untruth we've been carrying. We gain a lot of clarity, and then we can move forward a little bit lighter, not carrying all of that stuff with us. So we've got the wandering path, enjoy the journey, and the ascending the mountain, keep going forward. So we've got two cards here that say that, keep going forward. This one says don't give up. So if you're at this point in your twin flame journey and you're like, maybe you're still a little confused about it, I don't know. Maybe there's, I'm really focused on that fox and that one card. Foxes are really mischievous. There could be deception around that. There's just something here that says to me, I feel like uh, for many of the twin flames, something is going to be illuminated. Um, a truth is going to be illuminated that really clears the path forward, helps you travel a lot lighter, a lot more lightly is what I was trying to say here. There's also a message here about don't be so serious about this, the twin flame. If you find yourself constantly making sure you think about your twin or sending your twin love or energy, just just back up a little bit, let go of the reins a little bit. That's a little micromanaging. You cannot make your twin come toward you. This journey is about you finding your way back to you, being whole first and foremost, being in inner union, balancing your masculine and feminine energies within. Um, yes, there is physical union as well, uh, but that's not the what is that word? I don't know if that word is the word the fit here, but I'm hearing how do you even say it? Juxtaposition. Not quite even. I don't even know. I'm just throwing that word out there because it's what I'm hearing. I don't even know what it means. So, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna see how this plays out. We're gonna take a look at the masculine energy first here, and actually, the masculine energy is saying not yet. Ladies first. And of course, gender does not matter, but that's what I'm hearing. You know how I read. If you're new here, I say he, she a lot. You know, I offer nobody disrespect for sure. You can be a female in a female body and be, exhibiting the more dominant masculine, your own inner masculine energies. So, yes, that's right, says my phone as it goes off. Divine feminine. We've got some, I'm hearing the word competition, Five of Wands, clearing some perceptions of competition. King of Wands. I love that, taking your power back from something that you were maybe giving your power away to. I'm hearing, instead of somebody taking your power, which can happen, we know that, but this is like, I'm just really hearing you gave your power to a situation. Maybe it is to your twin, but it doesn't always have to be. But look at the reds. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion, there could be a lot of anger energy in the divine feminine field. So, but they're taking back their power, standing in their strength. We've got the Chariot here. Beautiful opportunity to move forward, trusting the divine, no micromanaging. We've got the moon wants to come out, so there's our new moon in Gemini. Cuts. Thought something else turned here. I did not. Eight of Pentacles. I've got more. This deck certainly wants to talk here. There she is. Queen of Cups. Well, she is the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Swords, and Pentacles. So the Empress is here, taking back her power. Maybe taking back, like the inner masculine gave its power away to a situation. Could be work. something comes back around during this new moon for sure. Well, we had because I'm still talking about it, that full moon in Sagittarius, the blue moon at the end of the month, and in May 31st, it's still holding an impact, and whatever happened there, whatever came up for you there, it has something also to do with this moon, or this moon has something to do with that, because it's helping us move. I mean, everything, it's the awareness of how all the transits are working in tandem and working together is blowing my mind lately. I could not write the script if I tried myself. So, but Divine Feminine, moving forward, clearly, I'm gonna kick your furry little butt. Get out of my work bag. She's actually trying to get into a box of tissues that I carry with me when I do readings. So, I like to, and it's one of those little small square boxes. I like to see how she does that, right? Spirit is having me change the way I've got the cards laid down on the table. So let's see how it feels this way. So we're going to get 2 more cards for the Divine Feminine. What say you, my dear? Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, Emperor, Empress. How'd that work out for you? You didn't take any out of the box, did you? Yeah, I hear you. So we've got, twin flame energy right there. Balanced inner union. And what's our last card? 7 of, oops, come here. All right. I picked it up. It was reversed. I turned it around. It hit my finger. And it said it wants to be reversed. I've got to say, what it's saying to me is the wait is over. Many of you are going to hear from your twin, see your twin, and she just hit one of her little bells. So yes, that's correct. Thank you for the confirmation, Luna. Wow. You know what propels this is the you taking your power back, Divine Feminine, from a situation that it was well past its expiration point, for sure. There's the look at the 8 of Cups and the Devil walking away from something very toxic. Let's take a look at that. Seeing something very clearly, moving away from it, taking responsibility for only what is yours and leaving the rest for the other person to take their responsibility. I'm not feeling that this has to do directly with your twin. It could for some of you, but I feel like it's an outside energy. This 5 of Wands, and you know what I want to say? This 5 of Wands almost feels like it's like the other person doesn't even know that they've created or even that you have created this energy of competition with them. So let's just say this: if your Divine Masculine is with another, married or just in partnership in some way, shape, or form, you, Divine Feminine, could have in the beginning of this told yourself that you needed to compete with this other energy, and you do not. You are the Divine frickin' Masculine, man. You don't compete with anybody. You don't need to compete with anybody. Neither does your Divine Masculine, right? Did I say Divine Feminine and then Divine Masculine? I hope so. If something says I might have said the masculine twice, but you know what I mean. So I hope you're following along here. Follow a little bit the bouncing ball. But yeah, you have made a decision. Gosh, I love the bottom of the deck, and I'm taking it all. So there you go, walking away from a toxic situation. I feel it's just something that it's a story that you told yourself, moving away because this doesn't fit anymore. It's an old coat, it's an old story. I just saw 1444 on the timer. So there's a great number there. but moving forward, taking responsibility, choosing a new path, taking your power back. There's the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands, choosing a more loving, compassionate self, because that feels better, that fits you better. Yes, because you're the freaking divine feminine, right? Manifesting uh, badass opportunities for yourself, this connection, transcendence of the ego, uh, monetary opportunities. It's like you're looking toward the future and you're making it happen. Look at temperance, justice. I gotta say, for many of you, there is conversation that comes in that clears the air. Like if it doesn't have to do with this, your divine masculine directly, that's fine. But there's a conversation that wants to come in that does, it clears the air. Uh, because for the collective reading, I got something through, setting the record straight. That might be the title for this video. I don't know. You would know. You're watching it already. Haven't gotten to the end of it myself yet, so let me know how it turns out. I suddenly got this like playful energy, and Luna is going bonkers. So twin flame energy filling this room here. So there's the wait is over, because you've taken your power back. You've mastered yourself. You know, many of you have achieved inner union and worked really hard to do so, and maintained it. She, I don't know if you can hear her, but she's going all over. She is running like the dickens. So let's take a look at this Five of Wands. You know, what triggered this? Why? What is this competition here for the divine feminine? Oh, ooh, herself. I heard it loudly, herself, and I felt something in my back. She's sitting right next to her divine masculine here, just like she is on this bottom row, looking right at him, looking right at him. So it's like, did you feel that you had to compete with your divine masculine? You know, maybe you struggled with finances and they didn't, and it was easy for them to make a coin and pay their bills on time. But you know, just they're some of the stories they came here to clear are going to be a little bit different than yours. They're going to look different, but under the surface, the premise is the same. Is how I want to say that. So if that, just for sake of argument here, if that was your scenario where your divine masculine was very well off, didn't have to worry about, you know, how he's going to buy food, and you struggled just to survive, you know, make bills and take care of you, or and whatever you needed to take care of before, uh, then maybe part of the lesson from your divine masculine was to show you how to do it without actually coming out and saying, here, let me show you how to do it. But you know, our counterparts wake us up to what needs to be cleared, to the disillusionment that we're telling ourselves, the stories we're telling ourselves, the lies we're telling ourselves. So it's like, you know, you're moving away from the competition. And like I said, if the competition was with your divine masculine, or with the life that your divine masculine was choosing, like I said, if they're with another, you know, you're definitely have transcended that, taken back your power, moving forward a little more freely, moving forward with, I want to say, with more faith as well in the divine order of things. So there feels like this embodiment, this groundedness coming through. We do have the moon here. So around, you know, between the time of the full moon in Sag, the blue moon in May, and this new moon, so over the last 2 weeks, Um, there could have been um, a lot of deep emotions coming through. I don't even know what she's doing. There could be a lot of some anger, some fear, old fears coming up. So let's take a look at this moon here. Yeah, money, for some it could be money, like maybe fears of money. But I gotta say, illuminated maybe your relationship with money for some of you. I'm running out of space here. What is at the very least, it showed the divine feminine what she's been holding on to that she needed to let go of, so she can feel free within herself. It's not about taking any of it with you. I had a scenario with my daughter that you know does not directly have to do with my divine masculine, but I got to the point where it was like my soul has nothing else to give to this trigger or to this wound or however I wanted to word it. So I was like, in order to not carry it with me, I needed to let it go. And I needed to do that in a constructive manner. I had to do the work. I had to work through the issue myself. I had to work through the emotions myself. And then once I was, however I needed to do it, writing letters and burning them was part of my process because it's just so cathartic and freeing. But I had to work through my process. Whatever yours is going to be yours. And then I could have this conversation with her that was, it was not ego. It was more, it wasn't pointing the finger. It wasn't blame. It wasn't hurt. It wasn't anger. It was compassion. It was truth. So whatever you have been holding on to, I gotta say that full moon Sag lit it up. I can probably guarantee it lit it up. Uh, and out of the blue moon, right? Out of the blue. So, and I was talking about at that time that this blue moon was going to, bring something in, bring something from the past. It's going to return something from the past. And yeah, it did. It returned, you know, whatever it was in your life. It has to do indirectly with the path that you're on because you chose to be here. You agreed to be here on a twin flame path. That's the path that's the journey you're on. And you've got many paths to go down. They all lead back to this twin flame one way or another because how I handled the situation with my daughter, it was clearing an ancestral wound. It was clearing communication issues in the female line of my generational lineage. Um, but it also clears it moving forward for my daughter, for my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, for my twin. For when the twin returns physically, the work has already been put in. All right, I'm hearing that. So the work has already been put in. I've got a card down here when I was clarifying the moon. I want to add it to it. There's the Knight of Wands. I'm hearing freedom, liberation, Sag energy. Sag is about, freedom, the explorer, they have a lot of wanderlust. They like to travel. They're high spirited, mostly. But that just feels like, when you let go, when you release, then there's this freedom that you feel. And I was feeling that in the collective energy is, because one of the cards was traveling lightly, and it was about just, we're not taking that, all the past. It's done, it's finished. We're not taking any of it with us moving forward. So when we are in physical union with our twin, and I know some out there believe that not all twin flames come into physical union to finish out their incarnation here. I am not one of those. I believe, because, and I believe it because it's what I was told by my guides when I was being schooled on what this journey was that I was on. Um, Not through reading and listening to things online. This was through meditation and um, hypnosis and things like that. So um, I'm in the understanding that's God's purpose, is to make sure that yes, we're here to do we serve a larger purpose for the larger greater good, but we are meant to. Uh, I'm getting the word reunification, to reunify the marriage of souls is how I'm hearing it. So I'm just gonna say it. So, but yeah, so you've put in the work. You know, it was purposeful for whatever came up during that full moon in Sag at the end of May. Um, it was there to, whatever came up. It was also there to show you how far you've done, what work you've already put in, um, and that it doesn't have to be work. Moving forward, it becomes a practice. It becomes like how I handled the situation with my daughter. I wasn't doing it to handle it for my daughter. I was doing it mainly so I can walk forward without it. So I wasn't walking into my future with muddy boots on. You know what I mean? So, but it helps the generations before and after me. It helps with my daughter. It helps with my twin flame. It helps with clients, helps with whatever I'm going to experience moving forward. Okay, where are we going with all this? So, divine feminine, you've put the work in. You've come into balance, divine feminine, inner union, self mastery, mastering the emotions, the thoughts, the ego. You know, a lot of people talk about the death of the ego. It's really just transcending the ego, and we never get rid of it, because as long as we're in a human body with a human brain, that's where our ego is going to come into play. But when we can learn that it does not have the control over us that we were always believed that it did, and then we can start freeing up our energy, start calling back our energy and stepping fully into our divine birthright. But there's the wait is over for the divine feminine, and I gotta say, I bet you feel it, divine feminine. And I have no idea what the Seven of Pentacles would mean, like what the book would say about it being reversed, but that's what I'm seeing. The wait is over, because here's like you're waiting to harvest something. Here's like the wait is over. You've done the work. Now things can move forward with the Chariot very clearly. Chariot is Cancer season, so maybe something in Cancer season, finances increase. Um, uh, you know, for some, maybe there's an increase in finances, but it kind of just plateaus for a little bit and before it picks up again. But something about Cancer season, you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor, because you've honed yourself, you've honed your craft, you've honed your emotions, and how you embody you, the feminine, the masculine energy. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if even I don't even know if it's coming out correctly, because it's like moving through me so quickly. I'm stumbling over my words here. So what else for the divine feminine here? The wait is over. The other thing I want to say is what's over for the divine feminine. I think I mentioned it earlier. Was number one, no longer carrying the past with you, no longer believing the past really is relevant right now. You've had the experiences, you've learned the wisdom from it, and now you get to ground the wisdom and move forward instead of carrying it. There's no more carrying it. Um, what else is all done is, you know, like pouring your energy into something that's not giving back to you. Staying in situations, no matter what they are, even if it's a belief system, a belief pattern that you're staying in that has lived long after its expiration date, you know. Uh, so there's a lot that's closing out for the divine feminine. Did that flip? It did not. Final minute. Yeah, walking away, walking toward, you know, choosing yourself, walking toward your destined path, walking toward where it's like you're just following. It's like I'm feeling this pull from the moon. It's like the moon's going, come this way, follow me. And she's like, just following, you know, just moving right toward the energy because it feels good. It's not deceptive, it's not confusing. It's not scary, it's illuminating, and she likes what that feels like. She likes what it, she loves what it feels like to feel her soul healing and healed, and to be in the awareness that she's in. She likes who she's becoming, and she's like, give me more of it. I've done the work. I've filled all these cups to the best of my ability. They're not spilled over. Most Eight of Cups show that they're spilled over, or at least a few of them are. These, she's done good work. Now she's moving on to the next cup, her 9 cup, then the 10 cup, right? Moving toward everything she's desired, leaving the past behind, leaving behind no regrets, man, no regrets, being very emotionally satisfied. Oh, I'm feeling my heart in my throat, just like my high heart is just like swelling, feeling very proud of herself, and that's okay, and pleased that, and satisfied that she's done everything that she could. She's poured all of what she could into each of these cups. She's chosen herself. She's chosen the path, dedicated to the path. And now she's moving forward, and she's ready to and open to learn whatever else she's here to learn about herself and about the journey, but in full awareness now. You know, she moves toward the mountain. The hermit is on the mountain. She's becoming the hermit. She's gaining more wisdom. Oh, I love the feel of that. I love that line. Let's see if I can pull it back up. That she loves how it feels, how the soul feels to be healed. She's trusting herself more, I'm hearing. Beautiful. And as she sits on the table, she's going to be walking right into the Divine Masculines reading. So let's, and they are on the bottom of the deck with the King of Cups sitting there, heart open, ready to receive, maybe in their fields as well. All right, Divine Masculine. What say you? It's a beautiful reading. I love that. Divine Masculine. Okay. All right. Oh, we've got 2. All right. All right, got 3. Okay. We got the Justice card coming right out. We've got 2 pages, Page of Wands and Page of Cups. So for some of you, and I say this every time, so it does feel like I can be a broken record sometimes, but boy, when the messages come through, I cannot ignore them. Some of you, your twin flame is in another situation, and there is a legal issue that needs to be resolved first and foremost. For some of you, it could be twins. Well, it could be twin kids, but kids as children is what I wanted to say. But for those of you, it's not. So I'm going to say that the Justice came out for June 10th or June 11th. Card of the day for Sadie on Yin Reiki Light for her message. I had the Justice come out in my collective new moon Gemini reading. So the scales are being balanced. There is information coming in that's going to be illuminating. It's going to be very healing. I like that these are coming out. So there's your divine masculine is like, I've got something to say here. But there could be, I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a weight with the Justice here, but we'll keep going. And then we can clarify a little bit. There's healing. Quick flasher. There it is. There's the truth. Oh, love that. Healing. The healing is liberating. It's illuminating the truth. It's clearing things up. This conversation could be setting the record straight, as I said earlier, that came out in the collective reading. Truth right in the middle. Justice, first card out. She wields the sword of truth, right? Wow, I love that. Oh, wow. Yeah, how liberating. They've carried something. There's something they want to get off their chest. The divine masculine has something they want to get off their chest. You know, I have to write it down. It's like they can't carry this anymore. There's like I don't know if I said it here or the other one because I'm channeling, but when I share my own experience, I still can't remember. But it's like I got to a point with my daughter, not with my daughter, but with what came up for me with that full moon in Sagittarius 2 weeks ago was my soul has nothing left to give to this wound. This whatever it was I was carrying, you know, I know what it was, but you know, not going to get into all of it here. But it's like the divine masculine can't carry it. Whatever, there's a truth they want to get off their chest, and I'm feeling it. But now I'm feeling like my feet are in like cinder blocks, like, but they're maybe feeling a little stuck. Do they have to dig themselves out of something first? Or are they digging themselves out of something? That's an interesting, yeah, there's another ace here, Ace of Pentacles. They're being gifted some opportunities here. Heal, another card of healing. We got the Star and we've got this. And the Ace of Swords cuts through the truth. It's liberating. Oh, wow. I don't know if you saw that, but I just had these flip in my deck. Certainly want to be seen. Look at this. Union. Four of Wands. Six of Cups. They want their divine feminine. Like, I'm going to say this. There could be a situation from the past that they need to clarify. They need to settle an old debt first. I'm hearing for some of them, but it's whatever this is from the past stands between union and their divine, union with the divine feminine. For some of them, again, this could be a wife that they have, a past life, soulmate, maybe some karmic endings are occurring here. We'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at that now while we're talking about it. So it does. It feels like some of them could be still in a marriage or connection with a past life soulmate. That this could be what's clearing out here. So talk to me about this a little more, divine masculine. healing, temperance energy. Things are being worked out, things are being balanced. Things are being softening. I'm hearing softening. So there's a lot of healing on the card, on the table. Temperance, Four of Swords, and the Star. A lot of healing, a lot of inner child wounds being healed right now, for sure. So it feels like that the masculine and feminine are both going through the same thing. I love when that happens, especially, well, it always does, but I love when it presents itself on the table, right? Uh, Talk to me about, there's some, okay, yes, there's some things about a third party situation that need to be cleared before a new path can begin, and I feel like they know that. They got the clarity, the truth on that. They're really set on that. So um, I feel like the universe has certainly illuminated that for them. They're definitely putting down a very heavy burden, and it's going to be different for um, how it plays out collectively, but energetically, what is this burden for the divine masculine, please? We've got the King of Cups came out, like how he feels, where he's withheld his emotions, where he hasn't really allowed himself to be in touch with his emotions or express his can't even talk. I was like, I can't breathe. So whatever this is for them, it's very emotional. It's very heavy. It's taking their breath away. It's like they've clammed up and they're done doing that. There's this release here. I'm feeling like this water here is like a dam has broken, and see how it's wavy. It's like they may be a little unsure right now how to express what they're feeling, but they're recognizing that they can't carry the weight of it anymore. So there does need to be some communication here that wants to come through. Maybe small at first, very, maybe what is the word I'm looking for? Another word for small, little bits at a time. Um, I can't get the word. That really frustrates me when I can't do that. But maybe a text message, maybe in a dream. You get something in a dream. Maybe it's just in the dream state you feel them hug you. Just something that lets you know they're working on same thing you're working on. Uh, but that they're still there. They may have been silent for a while, but the universe is, I tell you, the universe is not letting any of us, twin flame journey or not letting any of us okay, so spirit's stopping me here. So I wanted to say, and I'm being allowed to share this, that the universe is not allowing us to move forward with what we've been carrying, especially like the distortions and things like that, the third parties, um, where we've been lying to ourselves. The new moon in Gemini is about how we talk to ourselves first and foremost, and then others, communication, stories we've been telling, the old stories we've been telling ourselves. So, but I'm hearing that there's going to be a division of those who are choosing to see the burden and put it down so they can fully express themselves, sit with their emotions, right? Sitting in the emotions. Look at him. His throne it's surrounded by water. That's his emotions. Some of them might not know how to navigate it just yet. Some are learning. Some it's old hat. They know how to do this. Um, but they're recognizing that, okay, here we are, here's an opportunity for me to do this and really work through what I'm feeling and put it down once and for all, right? You know, taking responsibility for my role in this. So, but there is, I am hearing, why my nose is suddenly itchy, that there's just definitely going to be a clear division in humanity. And I'm not saying, because I'm not seeing it as combative or destructive, but we're definitely gonna know who's choosing the Christ consciousness path and the path of higher evolution, and then those who are choosing to stay in the lower energies. But I feel like they're choosing to stay in the lower energies because they've just got a lot more to learn from their wounds and in their wounds or in their old timelines that you whatever it is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, um, but for some odd reason, Spirit wants me to relay the message that we're gonna clearly have no doubt, but I'm gonna say, okay, some of them will be your twin, but the twin that I'm reading for here, the collective I'm reading for here, they're clearly seeing the and feeling the weight of what they've been holding on to, maybe lies they've been telling themselves, maybe lies they've been saying to you, Divine Feminine, and they're clear that it needs to be resolved before this new journey begins, this new timeline begins. I gotta say, this one here feels, this collective of Divine Masculine feels and knows that the path they've been on is no longer for them. And in order to get off of it, in order to shift gears here, they've got to do the time. They've got to be aware of the healing they're doing. They've got to be aware of what they're carrying, what works for them, what doesn't work for them. Um, so I feel like there's a level of awareness, like maybe some aha moments that have come in the last couple weeks, um, that this collective Divine Masculine that I'm reading for has been sitting with and sitting in. A lot of healing. Some of them it could have been, and maybe just knocked them down, and they had, sickness in their field. Uh, Maybe, like I said, they've been quiet for a long time, or maybe it feels like a long time, but they're getting rest. They're healing, Divine Feminine, and I don't feel like you're too concerned with that, because you know that whatever you're going through, your Divine Masculine is going to eventually move through. Um, Sometimes even before you. I found that sometimes my masculine moves through something before I do, and it's because he is setting the course uh, for me to travel down that road. So it doesn't happen very often. Typically, it's me who goes through it first, but again, there's no competition. And that leads me back to this card with the Divine Feminine. Yeah, where I used to be like, how come I have to do all the work and blah blah blah. I was shown that it's not always me first, but it's mostly the Divine Feminine first. Um, but keeping in mind we are masculine and feminine, so there's another truth I had to sit in and and come to acceptance of. So in understanding, and that's actually helped me understand the journey a lot better. That it's not about me getting physically back together with my Divine Masculine. It's about me and me first and foremost, and that includes the me that's in him. So uh, anyway, so page of wands, page of cups, communication. Ooh, putting down. They're taking down some walls. They are not fate. But boy, they're having a hard time with their words. They're not fighting this anymore. They're letting the walls down. Oh, just went right down my spine. Seven of Wands, letting the walls down. I wrote down, Divine Masculine has something to get off their chest. Yes, that's true. Get the flock out. Just did the collective new moon reading. They had, collectively, we had the Ace of Swords come out, then the Ace of Wands, and then the Ace of Pentacles. The one that was missing was the Ace of Cups. Here's the Divine Masculine's reading. Same aces coming out. What? That they've got something. I feel like they're excited about what they want to share with you. I feel like this is interesting. So we've got the Seven of Wands taking down the wall with the Ace of Wands, making the Eight of Wands, right? I feel like they're really trying to temper themselves because they may be really excited to share this with you, whatever this is. I gotta say, I feel like this Divine Masculine is feeling liberated because they're seeing things more clearly. They're seeing this journey, this connection with the Divine Feminine more clearly. What am I smelling burning? Oh, there it is. It was burning my box that my incense in because it got down to the end. Yeah. I'm liking the feeling of that within me. Anything else you want to express right now? I know the conversation's going to be different for each of you, but energetically they are letting down their guard. Oh, that's a lot of cards that want to come out. Let's see here. So yeah, they want to clear the air. Judgment and the Page of Swords. So another page. Again, like I said, some of them could be gathering the courage, I'm hearing, maybe by checking out your socials, making sure that, that you're in a good place so before they come through or come by or pop in on your phone. But they've got something to clear. They want to clear the air here. Boy, I can't make that up. And these two, oh yes, they're gathering the courage. Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to do this. What would be the highest path, the best way to do this? They're going to have to be brave. They're going to have to be a little courageous here. They are doing a lot of inner healing. They're doing a lot of tempering themselves, calming themselves down, feeling if they're feeling anxiety, really sitting with that and clearing that out. Some of them may be writing down or typing out a message just so they can read it back to themselves to hear how it sounds to themselves, that kind of thing, before they even say it or maybe send it. It's like they're trying on the conversation because this isn't something little they need to get off their chest. This is something big. It's huge. It's huge. And it's the thing is, I want to say, the healing they've done, they want to make sure that it was for nothing, that it wasn't for nothing. They want this conversation to make an impact because the awareness of it within themselves has made an impact. You get what I'm saying there? I kind of feeling I'm like a little bit of like, they're looking back at seeing their growth, and they're pretty damn pleased with themselves too, just like the Divine Feminine. She's pleased. She likes how it feels to look back and see the progression of her soul, not just her human but her soul, and it feels amazing because it's so liberating, so freeing. Uh, this this couple here is not giving up. They have not given up on one another. They have not given up on themselves, even in times when it may have looked like it was happening that way. They this couple has fought tooth and nail. They have gone deep into their depths of their soul. It's like Persephone going down into the underworld with Hades. It's really facing the shadow. Because I'm seeing the Eight of Cups in the Mythic Tarot, which is Persephone going down into the underground, the underworld, to be with Hades for 6 months of the winter months of the year, right? And what beautifulness, it's not a word, what beautifulness has come out of that for both of these counterparts. Anything else you want to say, Divine Masculine, before I start closing this out? I know you never, thank God I'm doing the shorts, right? Because all my other videos, there are no short videos. You're not going to find many on this channel. Yeah, Five of Wands. Look at this. They both got the Five of Wands. They've been battling this internally for a long time. And it is an old pattern. It's maybe an ancestral pattern of, for him, it's men don't cry. Men don't feel their emotions. Men don't express their emotions. They do now. A sacred masculine certainly does. Absolutely. A sacred feminine masters her energy. She can feel safe. She can trust that she can take care of herself. She's safe in her world and intuitive on along with that. So gosh, I really love this so much. Because I did it in the main reading, I just wanna, for shits and giggles, see where the Ace of Cups is, since the Divine Masculine has, yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. So we've got the King of Wands showing himself, which she had here in her reading, but the Ace of Cups is in between the Queen of Cups. That's you, Divine Feminine, to his masculine energy over here. But the Queen of Cups, it's about him trusting the messages that he's getting about when you're ready to receive the message from him. There's still a little bit more wisdom that he's gaining from this experience that he's moving through right now. But boy, he's coming into balance, masculine and feminine energies, ready to really pour out everything that you thought you wanted to hear, and even the stuff that you didn't know you wanted to hear. Divine Feminine, you're going to hear it. And whether that's in person, through a text message or an email, or in a dream state when you can be free of the ego, I'm feeling like it's like he's holding this lantern going, I'm looking for you. Can you find me? Now he's holding the lantern, where the Divine Feminine has been holding the lantern for how many years, right? Now the Divine Masculine is holding the lantern. He's also saying, I've seen your light guiding me this whole time, and it's opened up the floodgates of my heart, and I'm now ready to receive my counterpart freely and openly and lovingly and compassionately. But there's a lot to say. Divine Masculine has put the work in. They've put the work in. Don't ever think, I was guilty of this, thinking, oh, my masculine will never do it. Don't ever think that your counterpart will not and is not doing the work. Doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. You're doing it. If you can look yourself in the eye in the mirror and know that you are telling the truth when you're saying, I've done everything that I poured all I can into this, or into myself, into this wound. I'm healing. I'm facing the dark nights of the soul. If you can say you've done that, I will put everything that I own and bet that your divine masculine has done it to you. I mean, how can they not? They are you in another form, right? I've got cards flying everywhere. Let's take a look. Lady Nada, expanded heart. Come on, folks, you can't make that up. Openness, liberation. Oh, I've been using that word all morning in both readings. Let yourself love and be loved. This is the moment, guys. This is the moment. This is the moment. Feel it. Enjoy it. That feels so good, to feel yourself open to receive your divine masculine's love, and your divine masculine open to express love, knowing that they're safe to express love, you're safe to express it. So, and we have Jesus, acts of service. When you serve, the universe serves you. All of this has been in service to the higher, greater good, right? All of it. This whole mission. That's what we're here for. I love this. This goes right along with everything that I've been feeling and picking up. I am going to put a nod here to Lionsgate. Been getting that through quite often. This Lionsgate 2026 is going to be significant for a very pivotal time, I'm hearing, for Twin Flames. I will write that down. I will see you later. Have a great new moon in Gemini. We'll catch you next time.